And welcome back, YouTube. This is Booster Box Buster here with a Dungeons and Dragons Miniatures Underdark Booster Case Recap. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why I'm doing a recap of this particular case instead of a straight unboxing. And the main reason is because I actually obtained this case and opened it before I started my YouTube channel. So it's been quite a long time ago. And I just thought that I would share with you guys what I got back then. So you guys could, plus, showcase the miniatures from this set. And I gotta say, some of these miniatures are really cool. A couple things to note. I'm only going to be showing one of each mini, so I'm not going to show you all the duplicates that I got. And two, I'm not, I have never obtained any additional minis to this set, so what you see will be from that case. I have not obtained any additional minis from this particular set, outside of that one case. Now, before we get started showcasing the miniatures, I just want to share with you guys that even way back then, I started this tradition of keeping one booster pack sealed per case that I get. And I gotta say, I think I chose a pretty nice art. The particular booster here does have a moderate amount of weight to it, but there are a couple of large uncommons, so it could be just a heavy uncommon in here. There's definitely a heavy miniature of some sort in this particular booster. It could be the half-fiend orc. That'd be kind of cool. But unfortunately, I will not be opening it. This will remain sealed in my collection. I just wanted to share with you guys what a booster looked like from this particular set. I gotta say, the guy right on the front here, what is his name? The Minister of Shadow, I believe is his name. Very, very cool art to choose for the booster box, or pack. Alright, so without further introduction, I'm going to start with the commons, go to the uncommons, and then work our way to the actual meat, the rares. Alright, so first up here, we have, if it wants to hit the light just right, please. There we go, the Dwarf Soldier. I gotta say, I like the shield. Really, really cool. Almost looks like 4 paw prints on the shield there. The hammer's pretty nice. His face is actually not too bad for a common. I do like it quite a bit. Pretty. Alright, our next common would be the Orc Skeleton. I gotta say, I have a particular fondness for undead creatures, and this guy actually is really well done. His face actually has decent detail. His sword is just a silver sword. I wish it had a bit of rust to it just to make it look like it came from the undead underground, like he died with it in his hands. His wrist area there looks a little bit to be desired. But overall, I definitely say I like this mini quite a bit. The only issue is some of them are very bent or almost to the point of breaking off due to the very skinny spine that he has here. So you do have to be careful. Some of them are very arched over to the point of breaking. Very cool mini though. I like it a lot. Alright, so next on the list of commons is going to be the Royal Guard. A very well-detailed mini again for a common. I really do like the armor plated. That looks pretty nice. Honestly, he would make a really good just Town's Guard or guard for pretty much any entrance, any gated entrance. This guy would work really well for. The spear is a bit bent, but that could easily be fixed. Next on the list will be, if the light will focus, the Mercenary Sergeant. Not gonna lie, not my favorite mini. Definitely better options out there. The shield is kind of nice. I do like how the helmet is a different color than the rest of the suit. But just something about it just seems a bit off. I don't know, maybe the glove he's wearing there, the gauntlet, just seems a bit odd. The giant, no, that's his hand, yeah. I don't know. It just looks odd. It should just be like a silver or iron gauntlet instead of a... Is that his bare hand? A yellow glove? I can't quite tell what that is, but... Very weird. Let's see. Up next, I have Lol's Sting. Lol's Sting. Very reminiscent of a Drow character. Actually, I kind of like this one quite a bit. I really like the white hair. Could easily fill in for a Drow if you need a Drow NPC. Very monotone color, so it's not very colorful, but it does have a little bit of detail. Up next, this one I like quite a bit, and that's the Troglodyte Barbarian. His face is actually pretty well detailed. I really like the teeth. He looks pissed off. He looks like he is ready for a brawl. And I like that design. He has really well designed clothes, really decently scaled skin. And I love how he's carrying a skull of one of his defeated enemies right on his back there. This is just a really well done common. Honestly, probably my favorite common out of the entire set, if I'm being honest. Up next, the next common I want to share with you its name is the Spirit Folk Fighter. I'm not gonna lie, that face looks like George Washington. When you look at it dead on like that, it just looks like a George Washington face, doesn't it? Personally, not my favorite mini. I don't know. The long yellow hair does look nice. The tattered armor does look pretty nice, but I don't know, just something about it, just the face. Obviously, the faces are going to be painted different on each mini, but not particularly well done on this particular one. Up next, now this one I kind of like. If it will show, its name is the Dark Creeper. Yes, its face is not very well done, but it kind of looks like the Green Goblin to me, and I really do like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. He's wearing that cloak, very cool. That greenish pale skin. The little dagger he's holding, almost in a very not so good position, because if you trip or if somebody pushes against you, you could easily stab yourself in the neck. But other than that, I don't know, just something about it. It just reminds me of a miniature Green Goblin. Up next, and this is just a spider, but to be accurate, a spider of Lolth. And I gotta say, you can never have too many spiders. I do have 4 of this particular one, and let me tell you, it's menacing when you put them all in an army. I love the red eyes, the just basic spider design of the body, the arms. I mean, it's very hard to make a bad spider. I gotta say, I love it. Very, very simple, but very necessary to any campaign. Up next, hopefully this one shows up. We have the Halfling Sneak. Just could be used as an NPC if you want, or could be used as an actual playable character. If a character is playing a halfling and they are a rogue or some sort of, maybe a rogue or a thief, this could work very well for that particular character. I do like it quite a bit. Almost looks Frodo-esque, if you ask me. With that green cape. And then the next one on the plate, not literally, more like on a rock, is the very simple monitor lizard. Never a bad thing to have an oversized lizard as an encounter, or you could have it as just like a passing, you're just kind of walking past a giant lizard, and if you provoke it, you could attack it, or you could just leave it alone. Whatever you're in the mood for that day. Or it could be cursed by some sort of evil wizard. Who knows? But I do like it. Very nice detailing on the scaling, especially on the spine there. I do like that. Definitely one of the better commons of this set. Alright, and with that, we are down to our last common miniature. Whoops. From the Underdark set. And this one is the Kobold Miner. You can never have too many kobolds, and I love the fact that he has a little pack on his back that has rocks in it, and a little pickaxe. I mean, this guy could fit delving into a mine theme very well, like an active mine. This one could work very, very well for some sort of dungeon delve into like a mine to try to take over just a evil enemy. Very cool. I like it a lot. Very well detailed. This one I like a lot. Another good common miniature. Honestly, the commons I thought were pretty decent. Alright, so with that out of the way, we now move on to the uncommons of the set. And first up, I want to share with you a little bit of a story with this guy. This is the Loyal Earth Elemental. And this was in one of the very last boosters I opened of this set, and he was wedged in there. I mean, literally the way he sets in that booster, here, let me show you. He barely fits. I mean, he was kind of in there sideways. I mean, and he just barely. I mean, he was like wedged in there. I had a hard time getting him out. I gotta say, very lovely miniature. I love the almost T-bow with almost like a dabbing pose, I would say. I love that pose. It's a dabbing, or it looks like it's dabbing, but actually it's probably in like a charging run pose, or it's just did like a face punch. I like it a lot. Very all one color with some really good washing. I don't know, just a really cool mini in my opinion. Let's put him over here since we don't have anybody on this side yet. The next one I want to share with you is another large uncommon, and this one is named Dire Bat. As you can tell, it's a really ugly giant bat. Really good detail in that face. I mean, look at that. The guy could suck your blood, drain you dry, and then fly on to its next victim. Very good bone detail in the wings there. Honestly, this one is very good, would definitely make a good encounter for a party. The next particular miniature I want to share with you is the skeletal. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I do not want to pronounce that because I do not want to butcher that word. I'm just going to call him the Skeletal Giant Lancer. Very cool miniature. Once again, I love skeletons. This one being a giant with a spear. I love it. Almost like a dragonborn or a dragon-esque skeletal there. Really, really awesome. And of course, in that Roman-esque armor, I like it a lot. Actually, now that I look at it, it looks more like a hooves. It almost looks like more like a skeletal minotaur or a skeletal standing horse. Very unique. We got this ugly guy here, and this is the half ogre barbarian. Personally, not one of my favorite miniatures from this set. The face definitely looks menacing. I'm not a huge fan of the hair. I don't know. It just doesn't. It looks like a very fake Conan the Barbarian type hair. The sword is alright. I don't know. Just not a huge fan of this particular mini. Alright. And then we got the Ankh. This is basically just a giant bug. Could be used for multiple purposes. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the, what were they, the ant lions? The guys in the sand from Half-Life. Kind of reminds me of those. Very cool. Very good detail on this particular miniature too. I like it a lot. This is another personal favorite. I just really like serpent type creatures, and this one's another serpent-esque creature, the Dark Naga. Pretty good detail on the face. Now, to me, it's not so much a Naga because Nagas are supposed to be have a more human head. This one definitely does not have a human head unless it can shapeshift and kind of hide and disguise itself. If that's the case, then yes, this is doing its job quite well. I really do like the evil smile he has going on there, though. That looks really cool. And look at that yellow eye. Really sets off the miniature from its monotone darkness. Very cool. And the next one on the block is the Swarm of Spiders. Now, every encounter, especially if you're going spelunking, if you're going into a mine, into a cave, into an old dusty dungeon, needs some sort of swarm of spiders. It could be a spider's nest, it could be just a giant tangled web of spiders. Honestly, spiders are one of the most common type of enemies you will ever face in Dungeons and Dragons. And to have a swarm of them is just perfect. Now on this one, it kind of looks like there's maybe like a spider at the bottom that was much larger than the rest of them, and it either exploded into all these spiders, or maybe it's like a fallen spider and they're just kind of eating the dead spider. I'm not 100% sure, but it just looks really nasty and really cool. I like it a lot. And that is the Swarm of Spiders. Alright. Now this one is awesome, no matter what people say. This is the Winter Wolf. And I absolutely adore it. I love this miniature. One of my favorites from this set. Wolf minis are always in high demand. You could use them as pals, you could use them as just scenery setting, you can use them as being controlled or manipulated by an evil sorcerer. Honestly, they have high potential. And a Winter Wolf. Now, a Winter Wolf, granted, you do have to be in more of a chilled or like a tundra, maybe an Arctic type of environment, or in the winter season, but still, nonetheless, this guy is amazing. You don't see too many of these, and I love it. Only bad thing about this one is you can kind of see where the seam for the head is. Right here, you can definitely see that. But honestly, you could just say that that's a collar for him if he's being controlled or leashed by someone. Very awesome miniature. I love it. Alright, so that's it for the larger uncommons. Now we're going to go to the more medium-sized uncommons. Alright. And this guy's name is... oh boy, love that show. This one is particularly dirty. The Half-Orc Paladin. I gotta say, I don't know how much use this guy would actually have in a lot of campaigns, but I do like it quite a bit. The armor is well designed. Well, pretty ornate for an orc. His face is a little bit derpy, but honestly, faces are probably the hardest thing about this. And I love this shield. The shield is really cool. Honestly, you could use it as an offensive or defensive type weapon. Really awesome in miniature, just not a whole lot of uses. Up next, we have the very simple Half-Orc Executioner. Now this one can probably pass off as a human executioner, so if you need some sort of executioner type mini, this guy would definitely do the job. Let me see if I can focus a bit. His eyes look really, really fried, almost like he's, almost in a sense of rage, like he's going to go on a chopping spree. But other than that, this is a pretty cool mini. Could definitely be used as any type of human or orc executioner that you would need. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Let's do this one. Alright, so we got the Nintayar Hunter. Almost like a... Honestly, you could probably almost pull this off as like a dark elf, or maybe even a Medusa-esque type character. I really do like the archer pose, how she's reaching in her quiver for an arrow to notch into her bow. Very well designed. Yeah, I just kind of like this miniature. Very nice. And the next one, we have the Lantern Bearer. Now this guy is pretty cool because he could be seen as like a the quest guide or someone that tags along at the beginning of a quest into a ancient cave or a dungeon without any sort of lanterns along the way, and he would soon be axed off in the quest probably early on, and then you have to find your own light source. But yeah, this could definitely be usable as that type of character. I do like his beard. That is pretty cool. His armor is really well designed, really well detailed. I have to say that these minis typically do a really good job with armor. The lantern is so-so. I wish it had a bit more detail. It's just 100% one color. I wish I had a bit more detail on that. But other than that, very cool miniature. Could easily be used as like a quest guide. Alright. The next miniature is known as the Grimlock Barbarian. I do kind of like the design of this guy. Looks like he's carrying an axe that's super heavy and he's about ready to swing it. Pretty well muscled. Honestly, could just be used as like a simple encounter. Very cool. I do like it quite a bit. Oh, if it wants to focus. There we go. This one is another personal favorite of mine. And that is... oh boy. I wish I could pronounce that name. The Guinevere? It's basically like a leaping cougar, leaping... you can't really use it as a displacer too much, but yeah, I'd almost call it like a... maybe like a demonic zombie cat or a cougar. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. The leaping pose is action. You don't see a lot of action minis like this in the old sets. I love it a lot. Just a really, really well designed miniature. Alright, and then we have the Earth Shugenja. The Earth Shugenja. Very cool miniature. I really like the red outfit that this particular one is wearing. The sword in the back. This one could be used for a lot of different purposes. I do like it quite a bit. It could be used as like a teacher, maybe some sort of what would you call it, like a master that you can learn techniques from, some sort of NPC that you could talk to in a town. Very cool miniature. I like it a lot. Up next is going to be the Duergar Champion. Now this one is really, really awesome. Look at the grin on this guy. He is angry. He looks like he was just in some sort of like arena battle, and he's ready to lay the final blow on his opponent, which is going to be smashing his head into 1,000 bits. I love it. This one could also definitely be used as an NPC or even a PC character for a dwarf type character. I love it. Definitely a great miniature. Let me move some of these back here, just so I can fit some new ones in. The next one, and this is another really cool one, is the Troglodyte Captain. Now this one looks to be covered in head to toe in armor with his tail sticking out of the armor. And I do like that detail quite a bit. This guy would definitely have a high defense roll, and that mace he's carrying is just really, really well done. This one is another personal favorite miniature of mine from this set. Really cool. Up next, and this one's really cool as well, we have the Githziri monk. Once again, another really cool miniature. I love the almost like he's in the middle of his practice for the day. Very, very awesome miniature. I love it a lot. His face is really well done. He's almost in like a yelling face, releasing that rage. His hair has really well flowing motion. Just a really cool mini to use in your campaign. Up next, and this one's kind of a different one, we have the Wizard Tactician. The Wizard Tactician. Now this guy has a very unique outfit, almost like a rainbow outfit. He's got the afro going on, which is pretty cool. And he has a really kind of cool staff there. This one could definitely be used as a PC character or as an NPC. So yeah, I don't know. The outfit just kind of strikes me as odd for a D&D setting, something that you wouldn't normally see, but to each his own. Up next, we have, one second, we have the Dolgom Monk. Now this guy could easily be used as almost like a rat demon or some sort of demon that you have to face. Maybe he's summoning Cthulhu. This guy could easily be used for multiple purposes besides what he's originally intended for. I mean, just look at that face. Definitely a face only a mother could love. Really, really disgusting mini, but also really cool at the same time. Definitely a multiple of purposes. We're almost at the end of the uncommons. Up next, we have the Elf Stalker. Almost looks like the elf from the Lord of the Rings. Really cool character. Of course, he has his bow on his back and his dagger on the front. Looks like he's ready to draw it, so he must have just seen some sort of enemy, or he's getting ready to make his move. Really cool character. And then the next one is the Drow Arcane Guard. I gotta say, I really like this one. Once again, Drow are always cool to have. Not the most common of minis out there. Of course, the white hair. The rest of the outfit is pretty much all black. And I really like the chain that he's holding here. Almost looks like he broke out of prison with the chains here. Really cool. I like it quite a bit. Last two uncommon miniatures. We have the Steyr for our next one. Looks like he's calling to arms, calling to action. Maybe he's letting his team know that enemies are about ready to attack. And of course he has his bow at the ready with a pretty cool quiver on the back. Pretty well done miniature, and I really like the horns on this guy. Just a really well done miniature. And the final uncommon one is, I don't even have to share the name with you because I know it, the Xorn. X-O-R-N. Look at the disgusting mouth on that guy. Would not want to get anything trapped in there, for it would probably be gone forever. The 3 arms, the 3 legs. Honestly, it almost looks like a tree stump come to life, and I love it. Very dangerous miniature. Awesome. Alright. And with that out of the way, that's the complete common and uncommon set from Underdark. Now I'm going to show you the 11 rares that I also got from this particular booster case. First up is the smallest one of the bunch, and its name is, oh boy, if it will show up, the Dormite Wilder. I gotta say, for a rare, this is a tiny, tiny rare, but I love the detail they put in this guy. The horns are really well done. The shield is excellent. I mean, look at that beautiful shield for how small it is. And the sword is pretty cool, too. The cape is well done. Honestly, for a tiny, tiny rare, this is pretty well done. I mean, the face is probably the worst part. But when you get that small, it's really hard to get that detail and on that face. Up next is the Slayer of Damiel. The Slayer of Damiel. This is another personal favorite. I really, cloaked characters I really like. Honestly, you can almost pull this off as like a Little Red Riding Hood warrior type character. I really like it. The dagger is, or the sword is cool. The cloak is cool. The small little dagger in your other hand is cool. I mean, this particular mini just, you could use it as a multitude of things too. A thief, an assassin. Very cool miniature. And then this is another personal favorite. This is the Drow Arachnomancer. So this is a summoner of spiders, the controller of spiders. I gotta say, pretty cool. I mean, you could just have it control this guy around all day in an art and a swarm of spiders, and then boom, you know, just relentlessly summoning spiders all day long. The hair is kind of cool. I don't know, just something about the hair combined with the cape. Or sorry, her dress type thing down here. I really like it. The armor is well done, very well ornate for how small it is. And the pose is very powerful pose. I like it. It is really, really cool. They definitely did a good job with this particular mini. I'll put her right next to the spider so she can control it. Alright. Now we get to the larger rares of this particular set. I'm going to push these guys back, just so I have a little bit of room to work with here. The next one is a pretty cool miniature. And this is this medium silver dragon. Honestly, in today's game, it'd probably be more of a small to medium because of how large the dragons have gotten. And honestly, with its head like that, it almost could be used as like a silver Pegasus too. Really cool mini. It's pretty much 100% monochrome silver and gray with a really cool eye attachment. I do like the rock he's standing on. That makes it in a really awesome action pose. And honestly, you could use it as a statue too. Like you're entering like a dragon's sanctum, you could put him as a statue to the entrance of the dragon's sanctum. You don't have to use him as an actual dragon enemy. Because of the silverness, he could easily be used as just pure decoration. Once again, another great mini to add to the collection. This rare is the Dwarf Ancestor. So honestly, this rare looks like a statue come to life, so you could use it as like a dwarven statue that just came to life or possessed by the greater souls of lost dwarves. Honestly, just another really cool mini. And just like the Silver Dragon, you can use it as a statue to a dwarven kingdom. I like that a lot. This one is the Aspect of Cord. Honestly, it looks like a giant Viking to me, or a Thor-esque character. In my opinion, you could definitely use this as like just like a giant Viking. You went to the land of giants, or a giant came to your land, and he is on a rampage with that sword toss. Now, of course, right here on the arm, you could tell we're kind of disconnected a little bit. But other than that, this mini is just really, really cool. I love the hair. The pants that he's wearing there is definitely battle worn. And honestly, almost looks like Hulk Hogan a little bit, doesn't it? And that gauntlet there is well detailed. When I pulled this one, I was really happy. We got the Roper. Now, the Roper honestly just kind of looks like a giant tentacle monster to me, and he has a definite multitude of uses. Love the giant gaping mouth with those disgusting teeth. And of course, all the tentacles kind of just wrapped around everything, and honestly, just a great monster to add to your dungeon collection. We're almost at the end of this particular run, guys. Up next we have Marut. I gotta say, another giant in armor. This one is one of the good guys he can be. The armor is really ornate. And a very powerful mini. I don't know how many times you would actually use this one, but honestly, I just really particular like this guy's ornate armor. Alright guys, down to the final two. Or final three, sorry. Up next we have this ugly guy. Honestly, I wasn't too happy when I pulled him. Oh, by the way, this guy's name is the Hunched Giant. I don't know. And you could tell this guy's hunched, so he would be very tall if he was standing. I don't know. The ugly face, definitely giant-esque. Oh, a little bit of dust on that one. And the grayscale body, definitely unwashed. But I don't know. I just never cared for this particular mini, and let me tell you, his base, because of the weight of all the weight on certain parts but not other parts, it's very uneven. It definitely rocks when you set it. Definitely not one of my favorite rares. Wish I would have got something different, but hey, that's the sort of random. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a well painted and looking mini. It just not one that I wanted from this set. The second to last mini of this video. Another one that I wasn't super happy with, but it does the job. This is the Justicator. It is basically a giant angelic type character. The golden hair, the wings, the full suit of armor, definitely a character of justice. Pretty cool shading on the wings. I do like that shading. Just not one that I was super impressed to get. Alright, so with that out of the way, that is every mini but one. Now this last mini, unfortunately, I was not able to dig it out as it was in the very back middle of my display case that I have the particular minis in, and I did not want to dig out a lot of minis just to get to him. But there's a reason he's back there, and that's because, in my opinion, he is the showcase of this set. My absolute favorite mini I got from this set. I was extremely happy when I pulled it. I do have his card. That is the Balor. I gotta say, the Balor made the set for me. I was ecstatic when I pulled the Balor. He is just incredible. The mini I got looks pretty much exactly like this. Just imagine a red body with black wings, and you got the Balor. He's probably the biggest mini I got. Like, he's bigger. Like, his body is as big as his Hunched Giant, and then his wings go up a little bit above it. That's how big he is in this set. He is giant. He is fantastic. This Balor made this box 100% worth getting. Now, with all that said, that was everything I got from the Dungeons & Dragons Underdark booster case I opened up years ago. Once again, here is the image. With all that said, this video has gone on way too long. This is Booster Box Buster with the Dungeons & Dragons Miniatures Underdark Booster Case Recap, signing out.